92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Today's second date update should be interesting. We're doing a second date update for somebody who doesn't even listen to the show.
Oh, so she has good taste. Okay.
I know, right? Well, she describes herself as an artist, so I can imagine and I understand why she doesn't listen to our morning show. But apparently, like, one of her friends told her what we do in the second date update. She emailed in and asked us to do a second date update for her. Paige, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. Thank you for emailing us. Appreciate the recommendation from your friend to have us do a second date update. So you've never listened to us before?
No.
She laughs. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I do not.
I heard good things.
Well, you describe yourself as an artist. I'm assuming you're probably not even up usually at this time in the morning.
I actually get up 5 in the morning. What time do you get up?
Oh.
A little earlier than that, but if I didn't have to be here at the station, I wouldn't be getting up till like noon.
Okay.
I appreciate you emailing us.
Mm-hmm.
Your email was very interesting. You met a guy named Matt online, right?
Yeah, which
All right.
is another rare thing for me to do.
It is a rare thing for you to do. Now, so you describe yourself as a free spirit and kind of an artist. Like, what's your medium?
I do sculptures.
Sculptures.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm really in touch with my hands and the body and movement.
Ooh.
And, so when I meet someone, I'm spiritually connected to that person, not just a physical attraction.
Okay.
Now, Paige, can I just ask? My friend calls herself a free spirit, which just means that she's unemployed. Is that you?
I don't have a 9 to 5, if you want to say that. I do sell my artwork, but I don't live by the boss man.
Nice.
I live for
Nice.
myself.
Good
Okay.
for you. No,
Yeah.
that's great. I would love to be able to make money just from, being in with touch with the body and putting my hands over it.
Okay, yeah.
Unfortunately, nobody pays me for that.
They tell him to leave, actually.
So you say that you feel like a strong connection with people. Did you feel a strong connection with Matt? Is that why you decided to email our morning show to call
Yeah,
him?
I really did feel a strong connection. We had a great date. We went all around Seattle downtown, and those old Polaroid cameras, where they take a picture and you get it right away, those Kodaks?
Yeah.
I've heard stories.
You guys know those, right? Well, I have one.
Okay.
And that's my thing. I love seeing people's expressions, like real people, not just models that are sick, skinny. I want to see
Right.
80-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 5-year-olds laughing. So Matt and I were going around and taking pictures of random people, and we handed it to them, and he thought it was great.
Did you get anybody mad at you? Like, not a lot of people like just having their picture taken randomly.
I'm used to getting random looks from people because I am who I am and I do crazy things, so I don't care about that. So, yeah, people gave us looks, of course.
You got to be you, right?
Gotta be me, and I
Yeah.
love it. And he liked it, too.
Paige, you are incredibly passionate. I can tell by just the way that you're telling the story.
Right? You've already made me passionate about Polaroids, which I didn't think could
I
happen.
am, and I take that as a compliment. Anything that I do, I'm 100% passionate about.
So you and Matt went around town, took pictures of strangers with your camera, and gave it to him. And if I were to go on a date like that, I'm just going to be honest with you, Paige, it would kind of be a little strange for me. I'd be like, this is kind of a weird date.
Oh, and I get that reaction many times, so that's why he wasn't like that, and that's why I thought we had a connection. He thought I was a really cool chick, and he never thought any girl would have the balls to go up to someone and just take a picture. So I thought he dug me.
So is that what you did the whole date, just walk around town?
No. So we're having fun. We're taking pictures. I'm like, you know what? I don't want this night to end. Let's go back to my place. I want to show you my sculptures. So I have them. I kind of live in this loft that is just filled with all these tons of my sculptures. So we went up. We had some drinks, kind of dancing and listening to music and
Right.
looking at my work. And then all of a sudden, he's kind of like, I got to go, And I was like, oh, okay. So we gave a hug, kissed me on the cheek, and it's been like 10 days and nothing.
Nothing.
Not one email. I texted him 3 times. It's not who I am. I don't want to beg for
Right.
love, but I liked him. I had a connection with him, and he reads them. I see that it's read on the
Okay.
text message.
Okay. Well, we'll play a song. Come back. We'll call him and get your second date update, okay?
All right, good.
All right. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Lots of texts coming in at 78592 that says Paige sounds like a female guru.
Ah, yes.
And it does. Guru describes himself as a free spirit, too. Paige, I know you're unfamiliar with who Guru is. He's a listener to our show, has done some second date updates. He also describes himself as a free spirit. His problem in dating is the people that he dates aren't necessarily free spirits. Now, you emailed us about a guy named Matt. Is Matt sort of the same type of person as you, or is he more of like a straight-laced dude and you're kind of free spirit and maybe that might have scared him off?
When I first met him, I thought he was a straight-laced kind of dude, but after like a couple hours of getting to know each other, I thought he was kind of cool, and I felt when we were together, he became so positive and happy.
Okay. Well, we'll call him right now. And so he was enjoying your date, though. Okay, if people are just tuning in, Paige took Matt out around town taking pictures of random people with a Polaroid camera, and then you went back to your place to show him your sculptures that you do.
Yes.
Okay.
Did he seem impressed with your artwork, or?
I have about 50 sculptures in my house alone, so I think it was a shock at first that I had so much artwork, but then he was amazed.
Okay.
Museum.
All right, so we'll call him right now, see if we can get him on the phone and get your second date update. You ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Yo, Matt.
Hey, Matt, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning on Moving 92.5.
The radio station?
Yep. Do you listen to our show at all?
I mean, no offense, every once in a while.
Everyone, okay. It's fine. I'm not offended. Trust me. I listen every once in a while. I'm here all the time. And I tune in occasionally. Listen, we're calling you today because you recently went out on a date with a girl who's been wondering why you're not calling her back. So we're calling on her behalf to ask if there's something that she did wrong on the date.
Oh, my. Is this Paige?
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, man.
Did you not like Paige?
No, it's not really like a question of... Have you met her?
We've talked to her on the phone, and she told us about your...
What else do you need to know, bro? I don't know.
I mean, was the date good?
Okay, her idea of a date is going up to strangers and kind of like scaring them.
All right, Matt. Well, we talked to her, and she told us about your date. How she took along the camera, and you guys were taking pictures. She said that you were really into it. She said you started off kind of against it, but at the end of the time, you're like, "Oh, this is awesome, taking pictures with random strangers."
It was the most uncomfortable, like, 3 hours of my life.
Oh,
Really?
The worst. But it was one of those things where it was like, I don't know. You know how like when you're a kid and you go over to some kid's house that's like super weird and like like you have the play date is supposed to last like 3 hours and you know you can't leave. And it's just like you're just stuck there.
Yeah, I remember those days. That's what it felt like.
It's like when you have a nightmare. Period.
Oh.
Just that's it.
End of story.
Wow. All right. All right. Well, Matt. Okay. Why'd you go back to her house then? Because she was telling us about the date, and she said after you did all that, you went back to her house. Why not just make an exit?
Anything to get out of public. Anything.
Okay.
And I needed a drink.
Hey, Matt. I appreciate you being honest with us. I do want to tell you that Paige is actually on the line right now and has been listening to what you just said.
Oh, man.
Listen, I want you to hear yourself. I need you to really listen to your voice. You have to calm down. Your negative attitude towards life has to stop now.
I agree.
Do you hear me, Matt? Matt, do you hear me?
Yeah.
Because you and I,
You guys see what I'm
right now,
talking
I
about?
know I'm not in the same room with you, but you need to smile for me.
Now, I understand, Paige. Hey, I'm with you on this. Paige, I'm with you on this. I think...
Open up his chakras right now.
Yeah, no. Seriously.
Open up his chakras. He needs to smile. I know his heart is not smiling right now.
No.
And he has to.
Paige, he sounds very shut off, and I agree with you, and I think he's being a little negative. How do you feel about what he just said, though?
I'm actually pretty calm right now. I understand that, it was a little pressure, so we had... Right now, that negative energy, it's because I'm not in the room with him. If I were in the room with him, we would do some meditation. I would center his chakras, and we would be in a much better place. And that's my point. He needs me. It's not something that I want. It's something that we need for each other.
Whoa.
Guys,
Matt.
you gotta help me out here.
Hey, Matt, I'm on Paige's side here. I think that, she makes you better.
No, dude.
All right,
Thank you.
dude,
And
I think you're a good person. I'm sorry that I'm not returning your calls. I wish I didn't have to say this to you, but I'm just not interested, and I'm sorry. You kind of scare me.
Is it because you're not circumcised? Is that why?
What?
What did you say, Paige?
What?
This is very important. Tell me right now. Is it because you're not circumcised?
Oh, my God.
What does that
What,
have anything to do
I
with
wanted
it?
to sculpt him. No, you need to know. I wanted to sculpt you. I wanted to sculpt you. You have a
Oh, my
beautiful body.
God.
I wanted you to take off your clothes so I could sculpt you, and you got all shy.
She
and
wanted me
the only
to
thing
strip down
I
and
could
like
think
start
of.
sculpting.
Paige, did you hear the part where Matt just said that he's a little bit scared of you?
I think that he's
No,
scared
this
of
is what I'm
himself.
telling you guys. She's gotten that thing that most of us have, where you would like pick up on that. She doesn't. I'm telling you, she doesn't have it. We could do this for hours.
So,
I understand that you're trying to be cool in front of people right now, and that's an insecurity that you have that we need to work
Oh
on.
my God.
Paige, I don't think you understand what dating is. It's not like an art project. You asked me to get naked on the first date in like a non-sexual context. That's weird.
yeah, I got to point that out in a non-sexual way. Had it been in a sexual way, Paige, he might have got naked for you.
But those 3 hours that we had, you changed as a person, and I just want you to see that. And maybe we just need to drink wine tonight, and let's talk about it, just you and I, and let's just really see if we have something, because I think that we do.
Does this not seem weird to you guys that like I'm saying no? I've said no like 4 different times in 4 different ways, and it's just what I don't understand what's going on.
You said, Matt, I hear your words saying no, but I, much like Paige, hear your heart
Oh, come on.
saying yes.
Come on, come on, listen to me.
The heart speaks louder.
The heart does speak louder, right? The heart does speak louder than words.
No, everybody's
You're
allowed
doing it
to.
on purpose. You're trying to get a laugh, but that's not honestly like you go. If you're so interested and you think she's such a good person, then you go on a date with her, and then I'll interview you next week.
Turn the tables, okay. Well, Matt, I would love to ask you right now if you will go out on a second date with Paige. I will pay for it. I'd be more than happy to.
I'll one up you there, brother. I'll ask you if you want to go out on a date with Paige, and I'll pay for it.
I have to check my schedule.
And your girlfriend.
I'm very busy, so I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Paige, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I wouldn't want to go out with you anyway.
Oh!
Is it because I already have a strong spirit animal and everything else. Like I'm strong
Yeah.
inside, so I don't need you to better me like Matt does, right?
Well, the type of job you have, I mean, there's a lot. There's just, I need someone more down to earth.
All right. I don't know how this got on me not being down to earth. This is about Matt not being able to connect with you, Paige.
Your chakras are too bright. Jubal.
Yeah.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Let's rave.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
It can be awkward when you're out on a first date and then you run into somebody that you know and you have to sit there and have a conversation and like introduce them to your date. Like I would tell you how many times it's happened to me. Like, hey, this is the repo guy. He's trying to take my car again. And then I have to have a long conversation with him like, hey, sir, could you not take my car? I'm on a date. This is my date. And then they get introduced and it's just awkward.
Yeah.
Well, the girl who wants to do a second date update today had an awkward run-in on her first date, and that's why she thinks she's not getting a call back. Her name is Isabel. Hello, Isabel.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. So your email says you think your date got screwed up because of somebody that you ran into. We'll get into that in just a second. But first, what's the guy's name that you want to call today?
His name is Darren.
Darren, and how did you meet Darren?
I met him kind of in my neighborhood. I just ran into him one day near my house, like a few blocks away. He was on a walk, and I know it's going to sound cliche, but he has a really cute dog. So
Of course.
I had to go over to go pet the dog.
All right.
Did he ask you out or did you ask him out?
He asked me out. We just kind of walked together for a while, and I told him I love animals, and his dog was adorable, and he was obviously aware of that. So we walked together a bit, and, eventually he had to go one way. I needed to turn back and go home, and he asked for my number, so I gave him my number, and the next day he called to ask me to dinner.
That's cute.
By any chance, did he have any binoculars or duct tape on him when you met him?
No creepy duffel bag or anything. He was very normal, very charming.
I was just trying to see if he set up your chance meeting while he was outside walking his dog. So where'd you guys go on your date?
We went to a seafood restaurant, but nothing really fancy. I actually liked his idea of a date. It's one of the places where, they're putting the bib around your neck.
Oh, yeah.
You're getting your hands dirty. And I thought that was really cute. So I was excited.
And you guys seem to hit everything off okay?
Yeah, and he's really funny. So I spent probably the first half hour laughing, and he was great. I thought it was going really, really well. And then my old boss shows up at the table.
Wait, at your table, did you just say?
Yeah, it got a little awkward.
Did you like your old boss? Or was this somebody that you wouldn't want to talk to normally?
This is someone I would not want to talk to normally, and I'll tell you why. He only goes by his nickname, which is Silky.
Oh, that's nasty,
Silky?
dude. Anyone who refers to themselves as Silky.
That sounds like a fun guy to hang out with to me.
Well, exactly. And so Silky walks up, and he's just a big, loud, obnoxious guy. It was really uncomfortable, and so Darren is trying to play along with all of Silky's terrible jokes, and I know it's hard to say with a straight face. It really is. It's awful. And so Darren actually offers up that it's our first date, and that just got Silky going.
Oh, yeah. So he's like one of those guys that's always trying to be funny and is always on.
Yeah, and it was terrible because I'm sitting there with bibs around our neck, and he's asking if there's going to be kisses later. And
Did you guys joke about it? I mean, if I were on a date with you and some dude named Silky came up and was being obnoxious, I would still laugh about it with you after and be like, man, I can't believe you used to work for that guy.
Yeah.
honestly, I was a little flabbergasted that he was there. But, we tried to make light of it. So then Silky finally leaves, and Darren's kind of chuckling, and, he's asking, what's this guy's deal? How do I know him? And I didn't really know what to say because Silky, I knew Silky when I worked in a fast food restaurant as an adult. And it's not something that I really keep on my resume now. It was just something that happened. I was between jobs, and I worked at a fast food place, and it's just, yeah.
So when you told your date that you used to work at a fast food place, you think that turned him off or something?
Oh,
I'm having trouble understanding.
I didn't tell him. I just kind of said he was an old boss, and I didn't like working for him. And I kind of asked that we just drop it.
Yeah, can we just enjoy our date together and not talk about that weirdo Silky who just crashed our date for 5 minutes?
I think that's a reasonable request. So, yeah, I just asked that we kind of move on. And Silky's a crazy character from a long time ago. And Darren, I think, took that the wrong way and kind of stared at me wondering if I was hiding something or if there was some big secret I wasn't telling him.
If I were Darren, I could see where, if he had an old boss named Silky, I would think that he must have been some sort of drug dealer or something.
I can kind of see that, and it did get a little awkward for a few moments, and then we just went back to dinner and had a good time.
How did your date end?
He drops me off, and I got an awkward hug.
Do you think
An awkward hug?
Something was obviously bothering him or was wrong, and I don't know what's going on because he hasn't responded to my text. I've texted him a few times, and I feel bad that maybe I should have just told him about the fast food job, or maybe my perfume was too strong, or he didn't. I don't know. I was wearing too much makeup. I don't know what went wrong, but I want to know.
I love a girl's brain. There's always 8,000 different reasons it could be.
Well, we'll play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, okay?
Okay. Thanks.
Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Having your first date interrupted by a coworker can be annoying. Having your first date interrupted by an old boss named Silky can definitely ruin the whole thing.
Sounds bad.
If you're just tuning in for the second date update, Isabel is on the phone with us. She met a guy named Darren. They had a really fun date going, and then her old boss, a guy named Silky, happened to be at the restaurant they were eating at. I don't think that's his real name. I think he just calls himself Silky. But he crashed their date for a little while, and apparently he's one of these big, loud, obnoxious dudes, and he wouldn't stop joking around. And when he left, her date asked about Silky, and she didn't want to say where she knew Silky from because it was when she was between jobs, she was working at a burger place, and she was kind of embarrassed of that. So she asked him to move on, and then ever since Silky's appearance on the date, her date sort of seemed a little weirded out, and he hasn't called her since. We're going to get him on the phone and find out if it was Silky who ruined the day for her. Are you about ready to go, Isabel?
I'm ready. I want to know what happened.
Right. And you do know, Isabel, you shouldn't be ashamed of working hard and having to work at a fast food joint for a little while.
I know. It's nothing against anyone who works fast food. For me, it was just, my degree wasn't, it's just not a part of my life I talk about.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to dial the phone number right now, and I'm hoping that the guy you went out with, Darren, doesn't answer. I'm hoping Silky answers, because I'm curious about that guy more than I am about Darren, honestly. All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Darren, please?
Is this Darren?
Hey, Darren, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know you.
I know you. I know you, Darren.
Well, that's not creepy.
Sort of.
Whoa, who is that?
Sorry, this is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's a morning radio show. One of our listeners actually emailed us to see if we could get you on the phone.
Why?
Well, because you recently went out on a date with this person, and now you're not calling her back. So she asked if we could get you on the phone and find out what went wrong on your date and why you don't want to go out with her again. Her name is Isabel.
Oh, this can't be good.
It could be good. I don't know. You tell me. Isabel wants to know why you're not calling her back. She says she's tried to text you a few times since you guys went out and has heard nothing from you.
You know, it's just not something I really want to pursue or get into. Or
She told us about the date. Can I just at least kind of tell you what she was saying?
She told you about our date?
Yeah. She told us all about how you guys went out to the seafood place, like a crab shack type place.
Okay.
And she...
Oh, my God, that's weird.
She said she really enjoyed it, by the way.
The food? Yeah.
The food, the company. She said she liked you a lot. I'll tell you why she thinks she's not getting a call back, and maybe you can just tell me if I'm wrong or right, okay?
Uh-huh.
She says that during your date, you were interrupted for a little while by her ex-boss, a guy that calls himself Silky, and he sounds like quite the character.
Oh, so she told you about Silky, huh?
She did. She told us about good old Silky. She said it was a really weird experience because he came up and he was obnoxious.
Yeah, he's a weird dude. I mean, he's very animated and all over the place. And he said a couple of things that made me kind of wonder how well they know each other and stuff, and I just...
Or do you mean you think it went deeper than a work relationship?
He was saying some weird stuff. He, for one thing, he kept calling me player. He was like, "You're lucky you out with her, player." And, he's always my best one, player.
My best one?
Like, best one? What are you... I'm thinking, what is he talking about,
Mm-hmm.
He just wouldn't shut up, and he's like, you think she look good now? You should have seen her in her prime.
What?
And
What an a-hole, dude. He sounds so creepy.
I'm looking at him thinking, I'm just trying to play along, right? I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just pity laughing him like, "Oh man, Silky, I just met you," and you're just crazy.
I'm just hoping he goes away soon, And I let him know. I was like, hey, this is just our first date. And he's like, first date? Oh, you're going to get some? You're going to get it tonight.
He said that in front of her?
And how did she react?
Oh, my God.
She seemed a bit mortified, but was, trying to keep her composure. And I'm like, inside, I'm freaking like, who the hell are you? And he's like, come on, give me a fist bump. Come on, give me a fist bump.
Didn't
You gonna get it tonight, boy. Give me a fist bump. So did
He
you...
wouldn't leave, so I begrudgingly give him a fist pump. I'm like, yeah, man, sure.
Oh my God, I would have wanted to beat him up. Weren't you angry that someone was talking bad about her like that?
I was more intrigued than upset. I mean, she seemed upset. I was more like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. It's like, get out of here, Silky. So
totally. I mean, I was just, and I asked her when he left, and she didn't want to talk about it. She was like, oh, it's just an old boss. I don't want to get into it. And that made me kind of wonder. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it just seemed to me that, possibly that maybe they knew each other in a sort of way I didn't want to get involved with.
like they had a relationship or something?
No, I mean, not like a romantic relationship. I mean, it seemed like maybe she was possibly a I don't know, a prostitute or something. And she was one of his girls. I mean, that's kind of like the vibe I got.
You
know, instincts were like...
Are you telling me you thought that he used to be her pimp?
You know, I don't know that for a fact, but I mean, without a doubt, my instincts and my thoughts were kind of feeling that and thinking that. You know, it was very uncomfortable.
So you're saying that you think she's a hooker?
I don't know if she is or used to be or what the deal or wasn't, but it seemed sort of like that.
Okay, so that's why you're not calling her back then.
Yeah, I don't want to get involved with a guy named Silky who, you know, is, you know, going to, like, come after me.
You afraid Silky's going to cut you?
Oh, my God.
Why didn't you...
know, I don't even want to find out what Silky's going to do.
Why not ask her? I mean, I know that's a really awkward thing to ask, but...
I did ask her. I asked her who he was, and she didn't want to talk about it, and she was just uncomfortable, which added to the, you know...
That is the most ridiculous jump to conclusions I've ever heard in my life.
Silky sounds like a
well,
pimp.
you weren't there. You weren't there. So, you know, you can say that from where you're sitting now, but I'm telling you, I'm pretty good at the character.
Well, let's ask her. I think that'd be a good idea. She's actually on the other line listening, so that's possible right now.
What?
Isabel, or were you or are you a hooker?
Oh, come on.
No, I'm not a hooker, Darren. Good God. I'm not a hooker. I worked for Silky at a burger joint, and I was embarrassed, so I didn't want to tell you.
Silky doesn't seem like he works at a burger joint, okay? Not the way
I know he doesn't, but he somehow became a manager, and he hired me.
I'm not really sure what to think, even though she just said that.
You're still not sure if maybe I'm not a hooker after having dinner, after going on a walk? After hanging out, you're still not sure, Darren, if I'm a prostitute?
I'm not saying you are now. Maybe you were before. I don't know. And you know what? I don't want to know.
I flipped burgers, and I was embarrassed, and I didn't want to tell you. I was not a lady of the night.
Well, what am I supposed to think? I mean, some guy named Silky comes up and is like, yo, she used to be part of my team. You used to see her in her prime. I mean, I don't really think that's what a burger
shift leader in the morning.
I bet you were a shift leader.
Oh, my God, you guys, you need to stop right now. Isabel is obviously not a prostitute.
I don't know. I don't know Isabel that well.
Wait, so you're saying you're going to jump in and be like, you don't know me, so I'm obviously a prostitute? I called you for help.
This is
I'm more
ridiculous.
joking.
All of you are.
I'm more joking with you, Isabel.
Okay.
I don't know what she does. I just don't want to see Silky again.
You realize that you're putting, like, one creepy dude that she used to know in the past personality totally on her.
I have not seen Silky in 7 years, and honestly, I hope I never see him again. I mean, I run into him once, and this is a nightmare.
It sounds worse than a nightmare.
You know, listen, I trust my instincts. It kind of seemed that way. I'm sorry if I got the wrong impression. It's hard not to think what I thought was Silky.
So you realize now that she just worked at a burger joint.
That's what I heard.
Oh, my God. Darren, seriously, I work at an architecture firm. That guy was my manager at a burger joint.
Yeah, not a lot of prostitutes go on to being architects.
I was in between jobs. Whose side are you on?
I'm on your side. I'm telling Darren that not a lot of prostitutes go on to work in architecture firms. I have a lot of experience. I know this kind of stuff. Darren, would you like to go on a second date with Isabel? We will pay for it.
That sounds bad now.
Doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it
Sounds
does.
like, how about this? Isabel will pay for this one with her own money that she earned in a very honest job.
To be honest with you, I just don't think it's a good fit, and I'd rather not.
Oh, my God. And, Isabel, you don't want to go out with him anyway.
No, I don't. And from now on my first date, I'll just wear a shirt that says, "Hi, I'm not a prostitute."
It's a good idea. It's a nice fashion choice.
And I know she'll be the death of me.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Remember, if you want a second date update, all you have to do is email us, brookeandjubal@moving925.com. We will get a hold of the person that has blown you off and ask them why, and hopefully things will become very awkward.
Well, sometimes it ends well.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does.
It does sometimes. We've got Faith on the phone right now. Faith emailed us about a guy named Cole who you met on a dating website, Faith?
Yeah.
Have you gone on a lot of dates from that website?
A couple, but like this was the first one that I actually enjoyed, where I actually liked the guy.
Have you met a lot of weirdos?
Luckily I haven't had any experiences with that, but I've heard a lot of bad ones.
Yeah.
Tell us about your date. What'd you guys do?
We met up for happy hour. We decided to do like a low key sort of thing.
Okay.
And I actually felt like he liked me, I liked him. It was going really well.
Any awkward moments at all?
Some of my friends actually came, and like some of his friends came. So like, I think we enjoyed the happy hour a little bit too much.
You drank too much, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like from what I remember.
From what I remember.
So
Okay.
you got hammered at happy hour.
Maybe I forgot to eat my lunch that day.
Okay. All right, sure.
Was he drunk?
I mean, we all were having a really good time. I mean, it was $5 margaritas. It can easily happen.
Oh, yeah, it can.
Ooh.
Well, talking about
Faith, how did the date end? How did you get home if you were both drunk?
I mean, I got home fine.
Did you share a kiss?
I think so.
Oh, no.
So this is less of a second date update and more of a, hey, can you help me retrace my night?
Oh, no.
Is there any...
I mean, like, we had a nice time. There was a kiss involved.
Right.
Like, I do recall that. But, like, I haven't heard from him.
Have you tried to get a hold of him?
A little bit, but, like, I don't want to be that girl who's, like, desperate to, know? It's like, I don't play that way. It's like, if you're interested, you're going to contact me, so I'm not going to be that desperate girl,
Okay. Well, we'll get him on the phone and ask him why he hasn't called you.
Stay sober until then.
Or don't. It could make the phone call more fun. Like, however you want to handle it is fine. But we're going to get him on the phone right after this, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right, hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
All right, Faith is on the phone. She met a guy named Cole online. Met him at happy hour.
Mm-hmm.
Her friends showed up. His friends showed up. She got wasted.
Yeah.
Right, Faith?
Yeah.
Okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it happens. Don't worry about it. All right, we're going to call Cole, the guy that you went out with right now, see if we can get him on the phone and ask him what happened that night and why he hasn't called you back, basically, because you don't really remember parting ways with him, right?
Yeah, it's buggy.
Okay, you remember that he kissed you and he said that he had a good time. Or slurred it.
Right.
You're not sure which.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll call him right now. Feel free to jump in on the phone whenever you want to.
Okay.
Hello?
Hey, can I speak to Cole, please?
Yeah, this is him.
Cole, what's up, man? How are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5.
Hi.
Hey, are you familiar with our show and our radio station at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up?
Well, I'm calling because I wanted to talk to you about a girl named Faith that you went out on a date with.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I know.
You guys had a little bit to drink on your date.
Yeah.
Have you
Well,
heard?
she had a little bit.
Okay.
More than, well, yeah.
Have you
right.
heard the second date updates before, Cole?
Yes.
Okay.
So I guess you know now that's what this is. Faith emailed us and asked us to call you. And I suppose, I normally don't do this, but I suppose you already know, since you know how the second date updates work, that Faith is on the phone. Faith?
Yeah, hi.
Why don't you ask him yourself why he didn't call you back?
Okay. So yeah, what's the deal? I haven't heard from you in like a week, and I thought we had a fun time.
Just make this as awkward as possible.
Yeah, tell me about it.
It's not awkward. It's just like, hey, dude, what's up? We had fun. Let's do it again.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. It was great fun until you got really drunk and you started doing your little dance moves that you did as a kid.
What does that even mean?
You don't remember
okay.
that?
I mean, sure, we were dancing, but what do you mean?
What did she do?
Oh my God! Well, she started out slow. She started with a waltz.
What?
The waltz.
So like formal
Yeah.
ballroom dancing.
Like a drunken?
And then I believe
I believe it went into the salsa. And then the tango.
Okay.
And then you're trying to get me to do this with you.
How long did her performance last?
Oh my God! Yeah, like I don't even know.
First of all,
Ridiculous.
Faith, real quick, do you remember dancing at all?
I mean, I remember dancing. I didn't know I did the tango and the salsa.
Cole, I'm a little confused. So, were you guys dancing together and she just was a horrible dancer, or she just started doing dance moves and wanting you to do them? I don't get it. Explain to me what happened.
No, she just started doing these dance moves. You told me you did this when you were like 5, and then now you're starting to do, like...
Yeah. Cole, that's what I was going to ask you. You said little kid dance moves. So was she like, oh, I used to dance when I was a kid, and then wanted to show you them or something?
Yeah, and it was like... Yeah, it was really kind of embarrassing, actually.
Cole, if
like,
she...
Wait, okay, so it was embarrassing for you, so that's the only reason? Like, it's not like there was anything inherently wrong with me. You're just upset that I'm...
No, you're a great girl, but, like, if you get too drunk next time, if there is a next time, like, what else is going to come out? Is Mr. Rogers going to show up, or Sesame Street? Like,
Cole, if she had been doing the ridiculous dance moves sober, would it have embarrassed you?
Probably.
I don't see the big deal. I mean,
Me
I
either.
pull out some tap
definitely
moves down the grocery store aisle probably once a week.
You couldn't see how it just makes her kind of like a free spirit?
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah, sure, I guess.
At the end of the day, it sounds like what Brooke said. You just got annoyed with a drunk girl, or with a drunk person. Like, if you're not that drunk around drunk people, it is terrible. And I can tell you that from excuse, because I've been sober once around drunk people, and that's the last time I'll do it. So
one time.
It also sounds like he's really concerned about what other people think. Like, he was very humiliated by this performance.
She's in the middle of the dance floor, and everybody's watching her do it.
Okay.
I mean, laughing. Nobody wanted a foxtrot with her.
I just can't believe she was taking those kind of dance lessons at 5. How cute is that?
So, okay. I mean, I guess that's pretty much it, Faith, is he just didn't like your dance moves.
You know what? Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. He can't handle it.
Okay.
That's right.
He can't handle these dance moves.
You will bring that foxtrot to somebody else's house, all right?
Exactly.
In the second date updates, we always ask if you guys want to go out again. We will pay for you guys to go out on a second date.
You can't laugh or joke, and I don't want to go out with somebody like that, so definitely not.
Okay.
No, I can laugh and joke, but that was atrocious.
Cole, come on. Hey,
I
it's it.
danced since I was 3. My waltz is pretty nice, and I know it.
All right. Well, Cole, thank you very much, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. And Faith, you got your answer.
Yes, I did.
You just didn't want to hang out with a drunk dancing girl.
Hey.
I, however, would love to hang out with a drunk dancing girl.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know what I found that women absolutely love?
This isn't going to be good.
Yeah, awkward mustaches.
No.
They dig
God,
it
they're
so
gross.
much.
Really not.
We've got Carl on the phone with us right now. Carl actually met a girl online. His email for a second date update said that he's concerned his mustache for Movember might have turned her off a little bit because it looks different than his profile picture. They met on a dating website.
Because it looks different or because it looks kind of pervy?
Yeah,
Hey,
how
it's
does
for good cause,
It
you
is-
guys.
I know,
Come on.
but hey, there's got to be attraction on a date.
If anybody doesn't know what Movember is, guys grow out their facial hair for prostate cancer awareness. Carl is apparently doing that, right, Carl?
Yeah.
How's your mustache look? Is it really bad?
No, it's not really bad. I mean, I'm not tonsilic or anything, but it's not, it's not bad. It's just, it's just not as thick is all.
Carl, would you use the word wispy to describe it?
I'll plead the fifth on that.
No, then that's bad.
So your email said
Gross.
that you were concerned the girl you went out with, Rachel, might have been turned off by your mustache because it looks different than your profile pic on your dating site. Did you tell her that it was for Movember?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody knows about Movember, don't they? I mean, it's kind of like it's a movement, like it's kind of a big deal.
What was like the main thing that attracted you to her profile?
Yeah, so on the dating site, we had like a 97% match. You know, if she was any closer, she'd be my mirror from Justin Timberlake, you know?
Wow.
Quoting JT.
Yeah. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's why she's not calling you back. You quote Justin Timberlake.
If it was any closer, she would have grown a mustache.
Okay, that would have been bad.
So how did the date go with Rachel?
No, I mean, I thought it was a good date. She was a little bit prettier than she looked on her profile pic, so I got a little bit nervous. But, like, you know, I think it still went smooth. You know, I mean, at one point I spilled a little bit of wine on myself, but, you know, that was after a couple glasses. So, I mean, we weren't, like, wasted or anything.
Right. So you took her out to wine and diner, Carl. What was, like, the most memorable moment on your date?
I don't know. I just felt like a connection. Like, we were, like, looking in each other's eyes. We were smiling a lot.
You were stroking your mustache.
Oh, come on, man. Boo. No, man. It was cool, you know? Like, we were just getting along. Like, I felt a connection, you know? Like, it was genuine. It was authentic, I thought, you know?
Okay.
Did Carl just boo you?
I don't know what he did. Okay.
Talking about stroking my mustache, man. Come on.
All right. So how did the date end then after everything was done?
It went well. You know, I walked her to the cab and we kissed, you know. I mean, I thought it was just an amazing kiss. We just looked at each other's eyes and we locked lips, and she was just, you know, I felt very connected. I felt like it was, like, I felt very close to her. I felt like, wow, this girl, she's amazing. I can't wait to get to know her more.
Wow.
I love
And then that's when she ran off and hopped in her car and has never been heard from again.
She did not run off. I held her hand slowly, put her in the cab, shut the door lightly.
All right.
And the cab whisked her away home safe.
Oh, wow. It's like crazy, like when you feel that strongly after a kiss that the other person could not feel the same way. I mean, they have to, right?
Oh, no, it's happened quite a bit in my life.
Right.
It takes two, man. Come on, it takes two.
Well, we're going to play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Cool.
All right, man, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Remember, if you want a second date update, all you have to do is email us, brookeandjubal@moving925.com. We will call the person who didn't call you back, like we're about to do for Carl. Carl wants us to call Rachel. They met online, had a good time on the date. He's a little concerned she might have been turned off by his mustache that he's growing for Movember. I think Movember's probably a bad month just to date in general for guys. So,
really
Carl, maybe you timed it a little wrong.
My best friend really does call it No Sex November because her husband's growing one and she cannot stand it.
Yeah, but they're married.
So
a good point.
it's no sex all the time.
Yeah.
Right? That's okay.
No Sex 2013.
Yeah.
That's not true.
All right, Carl, we're about to call her right now. Is there anything else that you thought of while you were waiting that could have turned her off?
I can't think of anything now.
Maybe it's your enthusiasm, Carl.
Maybe what?
Your enthusiasm.
Oh, come on. I want to find out what's going on. I'm like nervous. I'm sorry, okay?
It's okay. I'm
That's
just
all right.
giving you credit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find something else to rip on you about before we call her. Yeah. All right. Okay, we're going to call her right now, see if we can get her on the phone and get your second date update, okay?
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, hang on.
Hello?
Hi, is this Rachel?
Yeah, it's me.
Hey, Rachel, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. Why are you calling me?
You recently went out on a date with a friend of mine.
Okay, and you're calling me because of that?
Yep, because he went out on a date with you, liked you a lot, but you haven't been calling him back, and he wanted me to call you and ask why.
On the radio?
Yep.
Okay.
The guy that I'm talking about, his name is Carl. Do you remember going out on a date with Carl?
Oh, Carl.
Oh, no. That was a bad
Nice guy.
Oh.
Kind of
yeah,
an awkward.
Real nice.
Kind of an awkward mustache for Movember.
Yeah.
It's all coming back to you.
I mean, yeah, I remember Carl.
Okay. Is there any reason why you don't want to go out with Carl again?
I don't think that we really clicked, I guess. I don't know.
Were you not attracted to him?
He's fine. He's not bad looking, he's nice.
Was it his creepy mustache for Movember?
No.
Okay.
It was bad though, wasn't it?
It was not good. Yeah, he just should not. I totally appreciate. Remember, it's a great thing, but some people just should not do it.
Yeah.
Right. Well said. You kissed him at the end of the night, though. He told us that.
Yeah, God, he told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the way he looks. It's just sort of like how he is.
Is he awkward?
I will just say that Carl is a hugger.
What?
A hugger, like as soon as you met him, he hugged you and that scared you away?
When we did meet, I went out to shake his hand and he just sort of brought me in for a big 20-second hug.
Yeah,
20
That's too long.
That's a long hug, though.
But
That's
come on,
different
you
than
ended up
just-
swapping spit with him at the end of the night. That can't be a deal breaker.
No, the hug was whatever. It was a long hug, but then at the same time he was whispering in my ear, being God, I'm so glad we finally get to do this. So
That is kind of strange.
I support the hug. I don't support the whispering.
He hugged our waiter at the end of dinner.
Really?
I do that.
He said that you hug your waitstaff?
I mean, if we connected,
That's weird.
I've hugged
8
people
years of
before.
serving, maybe once have I been
Yeah.
hugged, and it was probably my mom.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe
Nobody
they were
hugs their waitstaff, Brooke.
Well, what if
salad,
you
yeah, bring it in.
joking around?
Yeah.
But if that's really made a connection with that person?
No, because then as we were leaving, he also hugged the host as we were leaving.
Real? Okay, so Carl's a creepy hugger. That's what you think of him.
No, Carl's a sweet hugger.
It's not even creepy. It's just exuberant in a way that I'm not into.
I'm just imagining him leaving tips in the form of hugs.
Yeah.
You got
not
6
cash.
hugs tonight.
I think that is really sweet of Carl.
No, you don't.
Yes,
Come on.
I do.
He's walking through the restaurant hugging everybody he walks by, Brooke. You can't possibly really think that is a normal thing.
She said that it wasn't creepy and it could be making other people's day better.
I mean, we were not wasted. Do you know what I mean? He just likes wrapping his arms around things.
Hey,
Okay, time out. Can I talk?
Rachel,
Can I say
Carl.
something?
Yeah, Carl is actually on the phone, Rachel, and heard everything you just said.
What?
Hey.
Carl, don't sound so defeated.
Carl, do you need a hug? What's wrong?
Yeah,
bud?
he does.
First of all, the reason that I hugged is because when guys meet girls sometimes stuff their bras. And so when guys hug girls, they can kind of get a sense if that's going on or not. Please defend me, Jubal. Do guys do this?
Oh, my God. How many times has that happened to you?
Jubal, do guys do this or do they not?
I have never hugged a woman to check if she's stuffing. I have hugged a woman to feel them.
Yeah.
But not to check if they're stuff. So is that why you hugged her? Because you wanted to check and see if she was stuffing her bra?
No girl stuffs her bra.
I think girls stopped doing that around 14.
Yeah.
I'm not positive.
No, man. 'Cause they're wearing the chicken cutlets. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, they do have the cutlets. You are right. Yeah, good point. Never mind. I'm on your side, Carl. I'm completely on your side, Carl.
And would you have just left the date if if you figured out she was stuffing? We just went out.
No, but I just want to know what's going on. I'm human.
Okay. Well, all right, Carl. So if you're being honest about that, then why are you hugging everybody else in the restaurant?
Because you're nice.
Because I wanted to catch on.
Because what?
I didn't want her to catch on.
Oh, so you wanted her to just think you hug everybody, so you're not like...
He was playing it off.
Why do you think this guy is so nice, bro?
Yeah.
I don't anymore. That's why I'm disappointed. I wanted him to be like this great hugger who is spreading love and
Okay, you
just
can stop with the hug.
sending a
It's
message
weird.
of-
We can all agree that it's weird to hug everybody you walk by.
Rachel, are you
Strange.
more turned off after hearing his explanation?
I find his boy logic to be real dumb.
Uh-huh.
But I'm honest. How many honest men have you
That's
met?
also just the way you think. Because then I'm just okay, well, if that's what he does when he first meets me, when he meets my friends, is he going to, do that?
Say it, Rachel.
I like that you've already brought up introducing him to your friends, which leads me to my next question. Would you guys like to go out on a second date? Rachel, would you like to go out with Carl again? We'll pay for it.
I don't think so.
No?
But I'm really hoping that you can, learn from this experience.
All right, Carl, I'm sorry. You did not get your second date.
Okay.
But hey, Carl, the big question that nobody's asked yet, were they real?
Oh,
Was she stuffing?
I'm a gentleman, and I wouldn't say.
Yeah, right.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I want to be free. I want to just live.
Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I like it when we get emails like the one we got for today's second date update where it's very vague and it says, something crazy happened.
Okay, why do you like
Because it could go one of two ways. Either something crazy could have happened, or they tell you the story and you're like, yeah, not that crazy. And then they try to find like, well, no. And then also this happened. You're like, no, still really bad story. So let's find out if something crazy did actually happen. Okay. Lewis is on the phone for a second date update today. What's up, Lewis?
Hey, no, I'm not lying. This was crazy.
All right. Now, like Jubal said, big claims there, sir, and we don't like to be disappointed.
You won't be, I promise.
Okay.
Okay. We'll get to the crazy part in just a second. First, tell us about the girl you want to call today. What's her name?
Her name is Gwen.
Whoa, you're right. That is crazy.
I don't think that he got to the crazy part yet.
Oh, my bad. All right.
No. Patience. I'll get there.
And where did you meet Gwen?
I met her on Tinder.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay,
dude.
saw that coming, didn't you?
Crazy.
You have something wrong with Tinder?
No, he's saying that that's your
fine.
crazy part of it. Okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you met her on Tinder, and what'd you guys do when you went out?
We went to a local bar that I know the bartender.
And were you excited leading up to this date?
I was. I messaged her on Tinder because she had these great photos. She has a really nice body.
Okay.
I thought so. She had a picture of her in a bikini with her dog, and I just thought that was adorable, but also extremely sexy. So,
Nice.
Was the dog wearing a bikini too?
No.
No.
Okay. It would have been adorable.
Adorable.
Okay, so you liked her a lot because she was hot.
No, I liked her because she has a nice body.
What's the difference?
Well,
I don't understand the difference.
She has a nice body, maybe not a nice face.
I'm just going to continue with my story.
Okay.
It's a good idea.
So, like I said, I took her to this bar that I hang out at, and I knew the bartender, so we were able to get a deal on drinks.
So we're not setting this up as like the beginning of a story of a lifelong relationship. You just wanted to hook up that night.
Yeah, sort of.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
As long as you're honest with your intentions.
And
Oh my God.
did you have fun with her?
Yeah, we played darts, we played pool. She grabbed my arm at one point out of flirtation. I thought it was flirting because I was stealing her turn. You know, that kind of thing.
Okay, so what happened? Did you guys like go back to your place then?
That was the plan, but it didn't happen. So we were calling an Uber, and she jokingly said that she should pay for it, and I said no because I wanted to pay for the night, you know. Trying to be gentleman.
Okay.
And then I jokingly said she could pay for the wedding, our wedding.
Yeah.
And she loved that response, so she burst out laughing. We were joking. And then this homeless guy came walking up thinking that I was harassing her or something and got in my face.
A homeless dude got in your face.
Yeah, and he said, "Stop harassing the lady." And I said, "I'm not. You can step off." And I got a little irritated. I'm like, who is this guy and why is he bothering us?
Right.
Right.
And so he just wouldn't let it go, and we started to walk away, and then he jumps me.
Whoa!
You got jumped by a homeless guy?
Whoa.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Oh
All right, getting jumped by a homeless guy on your first date, I say that qualifies as a crazy story.
What? I mean, what happened?
Well, we got into a little bit of a fist fight, and then he knocks me out.
What you got?
Oh, man.
Oh,
Please tell me
man.
somebody got video of it.
Jubal!
I don't know. Maybe she did. She's not talking to me.
My first question is, are you okay?
Yeah.
Not, is there video?
Yeah, I'm fine. I woke up 5 minutes later, not quite sure what happened, and Gwen was gone.
Wait, she left you?
Left?
Yeah, she left.
Dude, that's messed up. Even if it is just supposed to be like a one-night hookup thing, just to ditch you as you're laying passed out on a sidewalk after a homeless guy beats you up?
I don't know. Maybe she went and got help.
Or ran. I mean, that's possible. Like,
Yeah.
if you're being beat up by a homeless dude, I'm not sticking around to see how you're doing. Sorry about that, buddy, but we just met off of Tinder.
Yeah, that's true. She could have done that. I'm not quite sure what happened to her.
So wait, you didn't see her the rest of the night?
No, I woke up and they both were gone. Homeless guy and Gwen.
So, oh my God! So you were knocked out on the streets and then alone when you woke up.
Well, this older lady walked by asking if I was okay, but then she just kept walking. So
Sounds like she was flirting to me. You should have maybe gone home with her. So have you tried to get a hold of Gwen since this all happened?
yeah, I just thought maybe she was spooked or something. So I texted her, and she responded later in the day.
What'd she say?
The next day, and she said, "Yeah, I'm fine. Everything's fine. I hope you're all right." And I said, "Yeah, I'm fine. I just couldn't believe what happened last night, and I wanted to get lunch and talk about it."
Mm-hmm.
And then she texted me back saying, "I don't think it's going to work out," and I haven't heard from her since.
Wow.
Man, that's
Wow. So she did ditch you. She didn't care how you were.
Apparently, I don't know what I did, but
Well, maybe it's not being able to take a punch. I don't know. Maybe that turned her off.
thanks.
No problem.
Maybe she was worried that I wouldn't be able to protect her or something, but hey, the guy sucker punched me, and I was not prepared for that.
I don't know how anybody could be prepared for that on a first date. But we'll play a song, come back, call her, and find out why she left you there for dead that night, okay?
I would appreciate that.
Okay, we'll do it right after this. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Right in the middle of a second date update, and if you're just joining us, the dude on the phone sent us an email saying he had a crazy story. Normally, that means they're pretty lame, but this one definitely delivered. Yeah. He met a girl off of Tinder named Gwen. They hung out at a bar, played some pool, flirted a little bit, and they were about to leave to go back to his place. And then when they went to go get the Uber, he got jumped by a homeless dude and knocked out.
That is
And
a crazy
then-
story.
seriously
Yeah.
though.
Then when he finally came to, he was alone by himself. His date was gone. The homeless guy was gone. The only person around was a pleasant old lady who said, "Are you okay?" And then went along on her way, and she left him there too. So he was pretty much just all alone. And he hasn't been able to figure out why Gwen won't go back out with him after that whole experience.
So the one thing I'm kind of confused about, Lewis, is why you want another date. Because it sounded like this was just a hookup night anyway, that you met this girl off Tinder and just wanted to get some. Fine, totally fine. And then she leaves you after you get knocked out. Like, why are we calling her again?
Well, A, I wanted to hook up that night, and it didn't happen.
Okay.
So that was one. And B, I don't understand why she just left me there.
Yeah.
I want to know why she would just leave me knocked out on the sidewalk.
I'm
And we
kind of
don't know
curious
that.
on that one, too, actually.
Yeah, and you could have got lucky. We don't know what happened with you and that homeless dude after he knocked you out. You know what I mean? We really don't. So
That better not have happened.
You never
I
know.
agree. You want to remember that, you know? We got to find all this stuff out. All right, I'm going to dial her phone number right now, man. Here we go.
Hello,
Hi, may I speak to Gwen, please?
this is she.
Hey, Gwen, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm sorry, you're what?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's a radio show. We're calling you because we actually got an email about you from one of our listeners.
Who?
It's a guy that you went out on a date with. You met him off of Tinder.
That narrows it down.
Well, I'm going to really narrow it down for you right now because he was the dude that was beat up by a homeless guy. If that doesn't narrow it down for you, then we really need to do like a whole other thing with you, Gwen.
Oh, yeah, no, I know who you're talking about.
It would be amazing if she said which one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was Lewis.
Yes. So Lewis is wondering why you just left him after he got beat up by the homeless dude.
Oh,
I'm not going to lie. It sounds, from his side of the story, pretty cold-hearted.
no, I know it does not look good. I mean, it was just, it was a crazy night, and I didn't really know how to tell him what had happened, so I just figured that, like, ghosting him would actually be the more polite thing.
You know how to tell him what happened?
Yeah, and more polite than leaving him on a sidewalk.
Well, I mean, like, he was fine. I mean, we were in a pretty safe area, and like,
It's cool. The neighborhood was good.
I mean, he was coming. I mean, like, he was coming too. I mean, like, it's just really hard to go. It's just really complicated.
Well, how is it complicated? Because from his side of things, it doesn't sound that complicated at all. It sounds like he just got knocked out and then you ditched him and won't go out with him again.
Well, I mean, there's more than that, and it doesn't really get much better for him. So I didn't really want to I don't know. I just didn't want to hurt his feelings or whatever.
You know, when he was telling us about your date, I thought maybe that you took off because you didn't feel like he could protect you in a situation like that.
I mean, I really hadn't thought about it like that. That didn't really occur to me. No.
Was he okay? A lot of times people will leave details out. Was he being a jerk to the homeless dude? He says the homeless guy just attacked.
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
I mean, he was drinking, but both of us were. I mean, okay. All right. So, I mean, we were just outside the bar. We were just joking around, play fighting, play arguing or whatever. And I guess this guy thought we were really fighting and that he was really upset with me or that he was really trying to get in my face or whatever. So this guy comes up and he confronts Lewis, just stern, why are you getting up in this woman's face? And so Lewis got really defensive and he got really upset and he got back in the guy's face. And the guy knocked him out for getting up all on him. So I mean, it took one swing and he was out.
Okay, you don't need to say that. That's you're just rubbing it in Lewis's face right now.
I mean, the guy was a big guy. So
what made you change your mind about Lewis? Because up till now,
well, okay, so he's laid out, and I was freaking out. I was about to go into the bartender and call the cops because this guy swung at him, and then the guy stopped me. He was no. I mean, the guy told me that he wasn't a homeless guy. He wasn't a guy at the he was an undercover cop, and I was oh bullshit. And I kept going I'm gonna go over to the bartender, and then he showed me his badge.
Okay.
And the guy was a legitimate police officer, and he really thought he was protecting me.
Oh wow.
So I was really freaking out, and he felt so bad. And he was just oh my God, I'm so sorry. I thought that the guy was getting in your face, and I've seen this before, and I really didn't want something bad to happen to you. You look like a really nice girl, and so he apologized so much, and he ended up being a really, really sweet guy. And he I hate to say it, but when it slowed down and everything, he was a really good-looking guy, and he had a really nice body.
My gosh. You were attracted to the homeless guy that punched out your date.
The homeless guy that was an undercover cop, or is an undercover cop.
You want to clarify that. Wait a second. He wasn't just a homeless guy.
Oh, my gosh.
He was just really sweet, and I was shaking, and I was upset, and he just stayed with me, and, he asked me if I wanted to go grab something to eat around there because I was so upset. And
what a jerk! I hate this.
Dude, wait. So you went out on another date with the guy that punched out your date?
Oh my God.
Well, it wasn't really a date. He just he just wanted to take me somewhere to grab something to eat, just because I was so shaken up, and just get some water. And
wow.
I'm sorry.
And Lewis is laying there the whole time, knocked out cold.
So wait, have you gone out on another date with homeless cop guy?
Yes.
Oh man, this is crazy.
I'm dying. I'm dying.
We really hit it off, and we've been seeing each other, and I would officially say that we're a couple.
Oh no!
Oh my God!
Wow.
Oh my God! No wonder you didn't call him back. I wouldn't call him back either.
Yeah, that sucks for Lewis. I mean, good for you. You got a new homeless undercover cop boyfriend, but Lewis still thinks that he got beat up by a homeless dude and you just took off.
Yeah, I feel really, really bad. I mean, I just couldn't tell him what happened. And I mean, it was so insane how everything worked out. But I just couldn't, I didn't want to add insult to injury and tell him what had happened after.
Yeah. And I hate to add insult to injury here, but Lewis is actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
I cannot get over this.
Wait, he called you or he's not on the other line right now, right?
Unless somebody else came along and knocked him out. He should be there. Lewis, are you there?
Yeah, I'm on the line.
I don't know what to say.
You kind of said it all, actually. Wow. So what you're saying, Gwen, is that you hooked up with the homeless guy who knocked me out, who was undercover as a cop, and now you're seeing each other.
Yeah.
Oh, this is awesome.
How could you do that? Like, I get punched out, and then you just leave. I don't understand.
With the guy who punched you.
I mean, you seemed okay. I mean, and he put your jacket under your head and to make sure that you were okay. I mean, it was a really sweet thing he did for you.
Oh, yeah, that's so nice, Lewis. I don't understand why you're upset.
I can't believe this is happening. Gwen, I was unconscious. He punched me unconscious. Like, really?
I mean, he's strong. He probably doesn't even know his own strength, and I mean, he's a cop.
Seriously? Really? You're going to throw that in my face?
Oh, man.
I mean, he knew you were okay. I mean, he checked your vital signs and everything, and you seemed okay, like, right before we left to get food.
And that's another thing. You went and got food with this guy while I'm laying there unconscious. Who does that? You're a horrible person.
Oh, Lewis.
What? I'm not overreacting.
I don't know.
Okay?
I mean,
was
you
laying on the sidewalk unconscious.
Okay, yes, that is bad, but you were just looking for a hookup that night. It's not like you're upset that your dream girl's gone.
Well, she doesn't know that. I only told you guys that.
Oh.
Well, she knows that she's a hookup now. Gwen, he was just planning on hooking up with you that night and didn't want more to do with you, so I guess you shouldn't feel too bad.
Well, I mean, he was, my hookup too. I still, feel bad for him, and I don't like how everything played out, and I feel bad about that.
Well, do you feel bad enough to go out with him again? Because I'd love to send you guys on a second date. Would you go out with Lewis one more time? We'll pay for it.
That's sweet and everything, but I like I said, I am kind of seeing someone.
She's in a relationship.
This is unbelievable.
Oh, man.
I mean, I know it's strange, and I know it didn't end up the best for you, but I mean, I'm really happy, and things are going really well, and if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have met Kyle that night.
Kyle, that's the homeless cop's name. All right, awesome.
Well, good for you and good for Kyle. I'm so thrilled for you.
Look at that. You're a matchmaker. You didn't even know it, Lewis.
How romantic.
It is.
Yeah, while I lay unconscious on the ground. I'm such a matchmaker.
Hey, you work in mysterious ways, Lewis.
Yeah.
You really do.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Two common themes on the text message board at 78592 about today's second date update. People are saying that Gwen from the second date update is a terrible person. And then also a lot of people saying they don't think that was actually an undercover cop. If you don't know what I'm talking about today's second date update. This dude, Lewis, wanted to call Gwen. They went out on a date, and at the end of the night, they were outside joking around. A homeless dude, a dude who he thought was homeless, I guess, came up, got in a fight with him, and knocked him out. And then Gwen was gone. When we got her on the phone, she said that guy was an undercover cop. And he was thinking that Lewis was harassing her, so he knocked Lewis out. And then the two of them left, and now they're dating.
Oh, my
They left and got dinner, and he took care of her, and now they're dating. But people are texting in at 78592 saying, no way that's a real cop. And if it is, then Lewis should sue the police station.
Now, we're getting, that is intense.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I guess they have a point, and I do agree. Leaving someone unconscious on a sidewalk is not a good move. Like, I don't think anybody on this show agreed that was a kind thing to do, or the right thing to do.
Well, situational for me, too.
But-
like most things. Like, it could be somebody that you really want to knock out and you think should leave there. But Lewis was a nice dude. And Gwen was like, well, he checked your vital signs. Everything's cool, so
Hey,
you were fine.
They told an old lady to watch over you.
Oh, come
no
on.
big deal, right? I mean, she could have pickpocketed you,
And now,
but
another dating that's literally adding insult to injury. That is
Yeah.
the definition of that.
she didn't want to tell him. That's why she was just leading. I mean, like,
Yeah, but still, just
I
Take
know.
the whole
I
cop
do
thing
that.
out of the equation, and the dude that came up and knocked him out, that she didn't know, they left together, went and got dinner, and now they're dating. That's pretty terrible.
That's
So
just terrible.
It is
obviously they decided not to go out again, more because Gwen is now dating an undercover cop who pretends to be a homeless guy and knocks people out.
Until someone knocks
Remember,
him out.
if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know, dating in high school is awkward. Your hormones are raging. You both smell like body odor. Tough part about being a guy is try to spray on enough Axe body spray to cover that body odor. It never works. Trying to make out with somebody with cheese stuck in your braces, that's never fun.
Oh, gross.
But what's more awkward than dating in high school? Me dating a high schooler.
What?
That's awkward.
That took a turn that I didn't want to go to.
Curfews you got to deal with. Parents don't get it.
It's illegal.
Police officers don't get it.
Right, exactly.
But you know what I say? Age ain't nothing but a number, baby.
That is not true.
And I'll be there to pick you up at 3:30 this afternoon so we can go get a soda and some froyo. But this is not about me and my problems right now. This is about today's second dater. His name is Matt. And the reason that I said all that is because Matt reconnected with a high school sweetheart.
Oh, thank God.
I thought we were talking.
I thought Matt was trying to go to homecoming dance all of a sudden, and it was going to get weird.
He reconnected with a high school sweetheart, and now she's not calling him back after they had a date. Matt, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's going on, Jubal?
Not much. How are you?
Oh, Matt.
I'm good. I'm all right.
So tell us a little bit about the girl that you want to call today.
Her name's Avery,
Mm-hmm.
and we went to high school together. We dated for like a year, our senior years, and then split up for college. I never really came back home until recently. I just moved back a few months ago, and I heard she was still here through some friends and found her on Facebook. And
How long ago was this?
We started messaging on Facebook a couple months ago.
Oh, no, I meant how long ago was your relationship with her in high school?
Oh, that was like 9 years ago.
9 years ago. Okay, that's a long time.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while. I mean, you keep tabs on people, but I haven't like seen her or had like a real conversation with her or anything in that time.
So is this one of those things, like when you reconnected to her, you've always kind of still had feelings, or you're just like, hey, an old friend?
I mean, I still had feelings, definitely, but, I was open to just reconnecting.
How did she react to you hitting her up on Facebook after all those years?
I guess she was weirded out at first, for sure. I definitely tried to show her I didn't have an agenda or anything. I just wanted to see how she was doing, and I think that warmed her up. And we got to chatting.
Liar. You did have an agenda. You wanted to ask her out again.
Maybe that's probably true.
What was your reaction when you saw her picture after 9 years of not seeing her?
Well, when I saw her picture on Facebook, I definitely thought she looked amazing. She looked pretty much how I remembered her, except grown up.
Nice.
I was going to say, she still looked like a 17-year-old girl. I was into that.
Gross.
Oh, my God. No, more like, just she seems young and, full of life, and she's got that same smile and these gorgeous eyes.
So tell us about your date then, when you guys actually met up. What did you do?
I took her out to dinner,
Mm-hmm.
but we were just basically catching up for, an hour and a half. She was still like the same person, super friendly, really nice. We had a good conversation overall. It went really well. But there was this like one part that got a little uncomfortable and awkward, and so now I'm rethinking everything.
What part was that?
Well, I went in for the kiss at the end of the night, and she definitely did the tilt the head away as I land on the cheek move.
You were like, what the hell? We've made out so many times before. Why are you shutting me down now?
That definitely was going through my head. But I was trying to cover that.
Did she say anything, or did she just like dodge the kiss and it was obvious?
She said, no, I'm sorry, it's just a little too soon. And I was like, oh no, it felt really normal to kiss you right now, and I'm sorry, I should chill out. And she said, I had a really nice time, I'll talk to you later. And I said, cool, I'll give you a call. And then she just got in her car and drove off, and that was the last time I talked to her.
You haven't heard anything from her since your date at all?
Nada.
And you've tried texting and calling her?
I mean, I was trying to keep it cool, but I definitely called a couple times and threw out a few texts for the next few days.
Since this was your high school sweetheart, it'd be awesome if you called and her parents answered and you're like, can I speak to Avery, please?
I didn't call her home line. I still remember it, but I definitely got her new cell phone number.
Were you guys firsts? I know that's creepy to say it that way, but I just want to know.
Creepy. You're like asking about their 17-year-old sex life.
What's up with that tone you use?
Exactly.
If I said, hey, dude, did you take your V card? That would be different, but I felt like I should say it. Were you guys first?
No.
Were you? I'm just curious. I don't know. That could show
intimate,
how much exactly how intimate you were with each other and how serious things were with you and how much she remembers you, because girls don't normally forget their first. Normally, they don't.
Normally.
No, we were approaching that line, and then college came, so we were dancing with that line, and then I missed my opportunity.
Oh, so you're just looking. It's all right. I know why you still remember her then. She's the one that got away.
Yeah, she did.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
All right, thanks, guys.
Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
We're right in the middle of a second date update, and if you're just joining us, Matt is on the phone. Today, he wants us to call his high school sweetheart, Avery. They reconnected after 9 years and went out on a date, and now she's not calling him back. Matt?
Yeah.
You know, before we get to the phone call, I just want to say I picture you in high school talking to this girl, just kind of like this, just that music playing in the background, you know, 'cause that's about the time it was. So, hey, Avery, this is Matt. So I was thinking, like, maybe today after the pep rally, we could sort of, like, you know, kind of stay behind while everybody leaves, and then we could go underneath the bleachers and, you know, we could do stuff. Are you interested in, like, doing some stuff under there? Like, I promise that I'll be really, like, respectful. Like, I'll do, like, under the shirt and maybe over the bra, and I will treat you with the utmost respect. And I promise, like, later I won't go into the locker room and tell everybody that we totally boned down. I'll just give them the honest answer that nothing really happened except I touched your bra. Okay, I probably won't let that happen. I'll probably exactly say that, like, we went all the way, but that's what we do in high school, so maybe you should just be cool with that? Okay, sweet. Then I'll see you at the bleachers right after the pep rally, okay? So, yeah, cool. Go team. Okay, see ya. Is that pretty much how you sounded?
Yeah, I mean, a little less Beavis and Butthead, but totally.
All right, so we're about to call her and get her on the phone and find out why she's not calling him back. If you didn't hear his date, they went out, they had a good time. There was an awkward moment when he tried to kiss her and she said no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, we'll get her on the phone right now and find out why she's not calling you back. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Avery, please?
This is?
Hey, Avery, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
From what? I'm sorry. From
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's a radio show.
Sorry, I don't know your radio show.
Okay. Well, we're a morning show, and we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. Have you ever heard of anything like that?
No.
What that is where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up blowing them off, they email us to see if we can get you on the phone and ask if something went wrong. So somebody recently emailed us about you.
I haven't really been on any dates, so...
Did you go out with a guy named Matt a little while ago who you used to date in high school?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Matt emailed us and told us a little bit about your date.
Oh, my God.
Do you mind telling us why you're not calling Matt back?
I just, I just think it's better that we don't see each other.
Why is that?
I mean, what did he tell you guys?
I mean, he did tell us he tried to kiss you and you turned him down.
Wow. Okay. I'm surprised you shared
Yeah.
that.
So he told us all that, and then he said at the end of the night you just got in your car, drove off, and now you won't answer any of his phone calls or text messages or anything.
I guess at a certain point in the conversation during the date, I felt weird. It just started to feel weird.
What made you feel weird?
Well, at a certain point, we started to talk about high school and reminiscing about that, and he really hammered it home hard, no pun intended, how we never had sex. Like, it never happened between us.
Like he talked about how you guys dated in high school, but you just never quite
sealed the deal.
Got there.
Right, exactly. And then he continued to talk about it.
How did he talk about that? I'm curious. I did ask him because I'm kind of a creep like that. You might not know me very well, but I was like, hey, were you guys each other's firsts, or did you go all the way since it was a high school relationship? And he said that you guys messed around a lot but never did anything. So how would he keep bringing that up, though?
Well, he just said, aren't you curious what it would be like? What? And then he started bringing up memories about,
Like that one time in the living room when your parents came home, or we almost did it and then they came home, or he's like, I learned a lot of stuff in college.
I learned a lot.
Was he trying to impress you with his newfound skills?
I don't know. I mean, it started to get really creepy because he was clearly fixated on it, for a long time. Like, he'd really been thinking about it for a long time. It was really obvious.
Did he say it that much, or were you just sensitive to it?
I mean, he would not let it go, and if that wasn't enough, he kept dipping his carrot in and out of his mashed potatoes as he was talking about it.
Gross!
Was he doing that on purpose?
I'm not sure, because it was like this very strange experience where he wouldn't take his eyes off me, but he was moving the carrot up and down in the mashed potatoes. It was really creepy.
Even if he wasn't doing it on purpose, I mean, subliminal may be even worse.
And locking eyes with me. I mean, it was really creepy.
Just staring you down, slowly dipping his carrot into his mashed potatoes. I don't often dip carrots into mashed potatoes, so maybe he was doing it on purpose.
Did he?
Oh, yeah.
Did you tell him that the whole conversation was making you uncomfortable?
I really didn't want to say anything at the time because I didn't want it to be weird. I mean, we had just gotten our food, and I didn't, I was hoping that he would stop talking about it, It's just not the conversation that I wanted to have.
I'm surprised he didn't pick up a dinner roll and start violating that with his carrot, too. That does sound like an awkward situation. The only thing more awkward than that, if he was actually on the phone listening, which he is. He's listening to this conversation right now.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
Avery, this is Matt. Look, I'm sorry
you're feeling
comfortable, and I had no idea that I was making you feel that way. And the whole carrot in the mashed potatoes thing, that's so embarrassing. Did I really do that? I don't remember doing that.
Yes, you did it for the longest time. And you wouldn't stop talking about what it would be like if we did it, and don't you wish we had done it, and remember you give the bus jobs and other,
Did you actually say that to her, Matt?
I mean, it was definitely on my mind, but
at least you're admitting it.
I know this sounds so strange, but it was just I really can't explain how my brain and emotions just shot back 10 years, and I just, it was an unbelievable thing, and I just feel I felt this energy and connection between us, and I'm kind of shocked that you didn't, Avery. Taking away all the weird shit I was doing.
Well, that's what you were projecting, though, It's I was having a good time, but then you just started licking your lips the whole time. And
so weird.
I just felt like you were staring at me like I was an object instead of somebody you used to know, a whole person,
I'm sorry. I guess it was just on my mind, We dated for such a long time, and we never fully completed that relationship. You know what I mean? And it's there's no closure there for me.
Some people would say that was a full relationship and that there was closure.
I guess you guys can just agree to disagree, because it sounds like Matt really, really, really wants to finish what you guys started in high school.
Yeah, and that seems like all he wants. So
it sounds like Matt hasn't even ever been with another woman, and that he's still fantasizing about his... that's so weird to still be fantasizing about your high school girlfriend.
It's not that I've been fantasizing about her. It's just that we had such a strong connection, and we were almost there, and I really wonder what it would be like physically to express those feelings and connections. And, when you date people after high school you don't have that history with, you don't have all that intensity there. And so I just wonder if this would be, a sign of, Avery was the one.
Or you reverted back to a horny high school boy who couldn't think about anything but that.
Yeah, that's how I felt that night, and it just made me really uncomfortable.
Okay, well, this is a perfect time then for me to ask Avery if you will go out with Matt on a second date. We will pay for it.
That's a solid no.
But he's learned so much since high school. You heard him.
No.
Matt, sorry that didn't work out for you, but hey, man, at least you have all those high school memories, that'll keep you warm and comfy at night.
We spent a lot of time on her parents' lawn chairs. with this really comfortable quilt.
Oh my God,
stop,
stop, please, Matt.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
If that wasn't enough, he kept dipping his carrot in and out of his mashed potatoes as he was talking about it.
You was he doing that on purpose?
I'm not sure because it was like this very strange experience where he like wouldn't take his eyes off me, but he was like moving the carrot up and down in the mashed potatoes. It was really creepy.
One of the weirdest things I've heard any dude do on a first date.
Yeah.
It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. Matt wanted to call this girl named Avery. They were high school sweethearts. They reconnected, went out on a date, and I guess during the date he just kept talking about how awesome it would be if they went all the way because they never went all the way in high school. They almost got all the way there, and I guess he's been thinking about it ever since. But during the date, when he was eating his food, while he was talking to her about this, he was like looking at her and dipping his carrot in his mashed potatoes, like
Just swirling
Just-
it around. like-
yeah.
You like that carrot, girl?
Somebody texted in at 78592 that says, "I can't believe guys can be this clueless. Trust me, I've been a guy all my life." Yes, a lot of us are that clueless.
Yeah, and I'm imagining he is just like dipping it and then sucking the mashed
Yeah,
potatoes
just
off the carrot slowly.
Look how sexy I am right now. If you want a second date update, just email the show, Brooke and Jubal at moving925.com. We will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5. Second date update.
Before we start this, what's the minimum age you have to be in order to do a second date update with us?
Did we ever establish that?
I think it needs to be 18 plus.
Is it 18?
Yeah.
16? I don't know.
16?
If there's
5?
okay, what?
Get a lot of requests from 5-year-olds to do second date updates with them. They play house and then things go wrong. I don't know. The only reason that I
She
ask
didn't call me
is
back because she doesn't know how to use a phone yet.
Yeah.
the reason I ask is because I'm not sure how old the person on the phone is, but from their date, it sounds like they're probably a sophomore in high school.
Uh-oh.
What?
Young love.
So let's just meet him. Matt, are you skipping homeroom to do this phone call?
Yeah, not only am I skipping homeroom, but I'm also skipping first period to be here with you guys.
Ooh,
Oh.
he may be a senior.
Are we joking or not? Like, I don't. Are you in high school, Matt?
No, I'm just joking with you guys. I'm a fully functioning adult.
All right.
Well,
Good.
we'll
I feel
see
like
how
that's
fully
questionable
functioning
still.
in just a second. But so why don't you tell us a little bit about your date? What's the name of the girl that you want to call today?
Kayla.
Kayla? She's not in high school, right?
No.
Oh my God.
That was not cute, Matt.
We were about to have to cancel this
No,
call.
he's funny. I like it.
So tell us about Kayla.
Kayla, she's cool. We met on Tinder, and she's also a fully functioning adult, you guys, so don't worry.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So we went out. I met her on Tinder. Her name's Kayla.
Yeah, we got that
Okay.
part.
Yeah. Fully functioning adult thing is not paying off here.
Hey, you forget things when you're old,
Yeah.
like whether or not you just told us her name.
Partial functioning.
So what did you and Kayla do for your date?
I took her on a game date.
What does that mean?
It does sound like high school.
Happening.
Tell me.
No. Okay, so I know this sounds like a kid's thing or whatever, but trust me, you guys are going to like it. It's actually a really cool idea.
Okay.
I took her to a high school basketball game at my old high school.
What?
Matt.
For real?
Yeah.
Matt, why would you do that?
Why would she want to do that?
I played, and when I was in high school, I was really good. I was all state. And
God, no, not this guy.
Imagine me 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I was way better than all these kids.
You're like, and the only reason I didn't play college was because of, what's your excuse, Matt? There's an excuse. You got one.
Is it MCL or ACL?
I tore my Achilles.
Oh, that's the third one.
Oh my God, this is miserable. Was she into this idea?
Well, she was a high school cheerleader, so I figured she would be game, and she seemed cool. She was down. She came.
Was she just as obnoxious? Like, well, I was captain of the cheer squad. You guys are
Yes.
perfect for each other.
She was a cheerleader, yeah, but I don't think she wanted to be professional about it.
Okay.
Good.
So you both peaked in high school, and you're just trying to relive your glory days.
So how'd it go?
Well, I thought it went awesome. Like, she showed up, she was super confident, and she had, like, really big hair, and I thought that was cool that she, like, just had never changed her hairstyle from high school. Like, that was cool.
That big hair was like always in, right?
Or that was just her, like, how do you know? What?
All right, well,
It's like crimped.
other than her hairstyle, how was she?
She was great. She was really funny and confident, and she was down, and we had a good time. And then I was like, well, let's really go all out, like let's really do like a throwback. So like let's have dinner here. Like let's go to the snack bar.
At the high school, you just had it in like the commons area or something?
Grab some red vines and popcorn, girl.
Yeah.
No. You can like get the snacks at the snack bar and take it back to your seat and then watch the game.
I understand that.
I like Matt's strategy here. Like set the bar really, really low for date number 1. There's nowhere to go but up.
Yeah.
So how did this all pan out for you, Matt? Was the date fun?
She might have thought I was a little cheap because of the whole situation, even though I was like trying to connect with her,
Yeah.
But, like it took me a while to like pay for the food at the snack bar because it's like 50 cents off a hot dog for each hot dog if you have your alumni card. And I knew I had it in my wallet, but I had to sort of look for it, and it took me a couple minutes.
Dude, you don't bust out the alumni card. You go, no, don't worry, I got this. Full price.
Yeah, I'll pay that extra $1.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you. So I saved some money.
No, he doesn't, never mind.
You know what, though? I think it's respectable to be economically responsible.
Thank you.
I just did the hot dogs, though, at the game. Like, it may have been cute for, like, the first half of a basketball game, but to sit the entire time and that's all you guys did?
No, it wasn't just hot dogs. I got popcorn and then I even splurged on M&M's.
Oh my god.
Oh,
yeah, Brooke.
Yeah, well,
he went all out.
Listen, he got his allowance this week, okay? So
Yeah.
he can afford this type
Are you
of
sure
luxury.
you didn't get paid by the NBA, bro? Because ballin'.
When did it start going south? Because it sounds like maybe she changed her mind about how cool this was.
Okay, well, here's what I think happened. The game was awesome, and we actually ended up winning the game on, like, pretty much a last-second shot. And everybody was, like, cheering and stuff. And we were jumping up and down, and I kind of had, like, my hand around her, like, like hugging one arm kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we, like, made really, really intense eye contact.
Okay.
And I hesitated. And then by the time that I had realized that I should be kissing her, it was, like, too late. Like, I feel like I lost the moment.
Oh, no.
And so I don't know if she's, like, friend-zoning me or whatever, but I think that that's what happened.
Yeah.
You mac on girls like you're still in high school the same exact way.
And like, come on, when has a woman never called someone back because he didn't kiss her at the right time? Like, if they want to kiss, they're going to call you back. They're going to go out with you again.
Well, and then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to try to make up for it. And so I was like, do you want to go get, like, a drink after this or whatever? And she was like, oh, no, like, I have to be up really early for work tomorrow. And so I haven't heard from her or anything. And I honestly, I think it was that moment is where I messed up.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I am really curious to hear what she actually has to say.
Yeah.
Well, at least someone is. But so we'll play a song for you, Matt, and then we'll come back and we'll call Kayla for you and get your second date update, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, hold on.
Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for today's second date update, we're talking to a former superstar athlete right now.
Yeah, we are.
At point guard, standing at a towering 5'6" he's a two-time junior varsity all-state selection who would have definitely played hoops in college if he hadn't torn his Achilles while saving a litter of puppies from a mudslide that was also on fire. Give it up for your second date all-star, Matt.
Oh, Matt.
Woo, Matt, I'm your number one fan.
God.
Is it really him?
I'm 5'9".
5'9", yeah.
Yeah.
Cute, Matt.
Yeah, with those LeBrons on. We've got Matt on the phone, and he took his date Kayla to watch a basketball game at his old high school where he used to be known as the White LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, we don't even know if he's white.
I'm
Listen
just
to
guessing.
him. Matt is definitely white.
But he even bought her dinner at the concession stand there. He's worried he may have missed out on the perfect moment for a first kiss and thinks maybe that's why he's not getting a call back.
Yeah, I think I really blew it.
You know, I forgot to ask you, did you spend the entire night talking about your glory days of your high school basketball career?
Nope, I think probably just a quarter or two.
That's nothing.
That honestly sounds like the most miserable date of my life. Like listening to some dude's old high school sports stories. It sounds like my personal hell.
Yeah, you probably think that because it doesn't really sound like you were hot enough to be a cheerleader.
Oh!
She was a third string volleyball teamer.
Listen,
so
that was 8th grade, okay?
Yeah, okay.
You're bullying me as if we're in high school all over again. Let's just call this girl and we'll hear her own disappointment and how lame your date was.
You're bullying me.
All right, Matt, let's give her a call for you. Remember, this is like the last possession of the fourth quarter.
Oh, my God.
Crunch time, Maddie. You get the ball, you take it to the hole. It's do or die.
Yes, sir.
Win or cry.
What?
Second date or mass. You know what? Let's just get to this. Let's get right to the call.
I'll take the ladder.
You ready to do this, Maddie?
Yeah, let's get it.
All right. We're going to dial the phone number right now for you.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Kayla, please?
This is she.
Hi, Kayla. This is young Jeffrey. I work on the radio.
I'm sorry, what?
This is young Jeffrey. I work for a radio show.
Am I being pranked?
No.
Nope.
Not a prank. Hi, Kayla.
Okay, hi. Hi. Good morning.
That's Brooke.
Yeah.
Hi, Brooke. Oh, my God. Hi.
So do you listen every once in a while?
No, I don't listen at all.
Oh,
well,
so nice.
Yeah, you sound really excited.
Well, I mean, I am on the radio.
Okay, so your 15 seconds of fame are here, Kayla. Congratulations. Are you curious why?
Yes, of course. Did I win something?
No, we're actually doing something called a second date update. That's where if you're getting ditched after going on a date with someone, we'll call them and try and figure out the reason why. So you recently went out with a guy named Matt.
Ooh, and that's where all the excitement left. Did you guys hear that?
You can hear it.
Yep.
What did you think about your date with Matt?
That's what it was? A date?
Oh my God,
Oh.
seriously, I told you guys. He told us about how he took you to his old high school to see a basketball game, and it sounds terrible.
Whoa.
I'm
Brooke,
just
that's
saying.
a little bit strong here,
Oh,
okay?
that sounded awesome.
The idea of the date to me sounded fun, but it's just the circumstances were deplorable.
Deplorable.
Ooh, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, it's a big word there, Kayla.
It's not a good word.
Yeah.
What was deplorable? Like, why didn't you like it?
First of all, he seems to be trying to relive some sort of glory days. And, I mean, as a girl, I'm going along with it because, you know, men and their sports, you got to pretend to like it.
Hey, I'm offended by that.
No, but seriously, dude. Like, if you didn't play college anything, don't talk about it.
Right. So, you know, I let him have his, you know, little moment or whatever, but I didn't realize that his team was actually my opposing high school team.
Oh, shut up. You went to the rival high school of his high school?
Exactly.
What a small world.
What's wrong with that?
Are you kidding me?
Oh, you can't date a Spartan because you're a knight? Is that how it goes down?
Tigers against the Lions?
Yeah.
He's a tiger and I'm a Spartan. And let's just say if anyone knew that I was even there, I would be hung out to dry.
Oh my God, wait.
You're
like,
joking.
Hold on.
She's worse than he is.
You're joking. You honestly won't date him because he went to the opposing high school?
I would never.
Oh.
What is this, like the plot of High School Musical? What is happening
I
here?
don't know.
For real, you won't go out with a guy because of where he went to high school?
Look, it's a big deal, okay? Where I'm from, Spartans and Tigers, we don't mix. And then I had to fake cheer for his team. It was horrible.
Wow.
I mean, I guess I can kind of see where she's coming from about how, like, you don't want to get in bed with your enemies.
But, okay, wait. Did you tell him? Did you say, hey, listen, I can't cheer for your team because I'm whatever you are?
I mean, I didn't want to say it just during the game and spoil everything. I just wanted to have to do this one thing and never have to see this filthy tiger again.
Oh, you filthy tiger.
Wow.
Oh, my God. And you were a cheerleader, we heard, too. So, like, double burn on your school or something.
Double. Oh, my God.
So don't you feel like you owe it to tell him the truth?
Did you not hear me? Absolutely not. I don't owe him. He's a tiger.
Dang.
Well, not to add any more bitterness to this rivalry,
Yeah.
but turns out the tiger has been secretly listening on the other line during this whole conversation.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, what? No.
Yeah, Matt's been on the phone listening this whole time. Matt?
You're a Spartan?
Oh, my God. It really
There's
is
so
this
much
bad.
disdain in your voice right now, Matt. Are you being for real?
Yeah, I had no idea. I can't believe I bought a Spartan a hot dog.
Oh.
Yeah, and I used my Tiger discount, too.
Oh, my God. And it was so pathetic. Like, you could barely even pay for it.
Oh.
I guess that's what happens when you graduate Tiger. You don't have much money.
Oh, dang.
Oh,
This is heated.
What is even happening?
All right, yeah.
I don't know, but I'm into it.
If I would have known, I wouldn't have even asked her out. I wouldn't have even done it.
No way. You said she was so hot, bro.
Yeah, I don't care. Not hot enough to be a Spartan.
First, a Spartan could never even get a tiger, and you tried. You all tried.
But you both agreed to date before you knew what school you went to.
Yeah, well, women went out with Ted Bundy before they found out that he killed people.
Wait,
You
so
know what? Good point. Good point, Matt.
Your analogy is that she went to the school, so that makes what? Like a serial killer?
Yep.
Get it.
Serial killers are passed down through the grades.
Yes.
You know what, Matt? I guess now I am glad that you're on the phone with me, so I can tell you just what I did.
Oh, what'd you do? Graduate with a 2.0?
Hey, that's pretty good.
When I told you I was going to the bathroom, I really did, but I wrote, "Tigers suck," all over the mirrors with lipstick.
Oh, damn.
What?
Not permanent graffiti. That's what she did. Okay.
Also, you saw me chewing gum a couple times. Every single time I was finished, I put the gum under a seat.
Oh,
No,
my
she
God.
didn't.
Dude, put her in detention.
You gotta go silly string their mascot statue out in front of their school, Matt. You gotta get even.
I'm calling the principal. I have his number. I'm going to call the principal. I'm going to tell him.
What? I feel like you're being serious, Matt.
I am. I'm going to tell him a fartin was vandalizing school property.
Did he say fartin'?
Yeah, she's a fartin.
All right, well,
Oh my God, I can't do this
yeah.
anymore. This is so
is
stupid.
really devolved.
This is crazy.
Can we bring it back to the date?
I don't want to talk about the date anymore. This is never going to happen.
Yeah, just like the Spartans will never beat the Tigers because we beat you guys for 7 straight years.
Ooh, 7-year run.
You keep track of the current record still?
Yes.
Matt, be honest. You guys are not tigers. You're more like little kitty cats.
No,
No, we're Tigers.
And this is kind of turning me on
No,
now.
stop, everyone.
Little cat.
Real Tiger.
Did you just roar? Did you just roar, Matt?
I did.
Oh, no.
That is the mating call of a full-grown tiger, and with that mating call, I feel like it's the right time to ask Kayla. Kayla, would you like to go on a second date with Matt the Tiger? We will pay for that date.
Before you answer, Kayla, I actually think you should say yes, because there is no one you will ever meet in your life that is as passionate about their high school as Matt, okay?
I'd rather eat my high school pom-poms.
Oh, I think that's a no.
I'm pretty sure that's bad.
Okay.
It's a pretty sexy image, though, if you ask me.
You know what? I hope she chokes on that pom-pom.
Okay.
All right.
I feel like somebody's house is going to get toilet papered after this. I don't know.
Totally.
That's not a bad idea. If I wasn't in between cars, I would.
All right, Matt. Well, I'm sorry you didn't get a second date through this.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you are.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.